So chocolate chip bread at the store is about $6, and no ma'am, I'm not going to be paying for that. I did get this bread maker for Christmas, and I've used it quite a few times. Today I found a recipe for chocolate chip bread, which I'm going to attempt to make today. And by me, I mean my bread maker will be doing all the work. I'm just going to throw all the ingredients in there and let it do its thing. It does take about 3 hours. Also, this recipe called for cocoa powder, and I didn't have that, so I just used brown sugar, and I'm just hoping it's going to taste the same. And for this recipe, from start to finish, I want to say it took me about 10-15 minutes. That's putting all the ingredients in there, gathering them together, and then putting it inside the bread maker. So it's really fast and simple, and the bread maker does all the work, thank God, because I'm not gifted like that. I cannot make homemade bread. Once you're done adding all of your dry ingredients, you're going to make a little well at the top where the yeast is going to be able to sit in. And I'm not sure why it has to be separate from the liquid, but that's what the directions told me to do, so that's exactly what I did. Once I add the yeast, that's my last step, and then after that, you're just going to carry this little tin thing over to where your bread maker is, and it's just going to lock itself. You just have to give it a little twist and it'll lock. I'm going to put my chocolate chips in this little add-in container up top. I pour in all the rest of the minis that I had, and I had some regular sized chocolate chips, so then I poured those in as well. It actually called for 3/4 of a cup, and I listened to my heart on this one, and I filled up that whole little container. And once the machine is done kneading the dough, it's going to self drop the chocolate chips in there as well, so you don't have to touch it. You just let it do its thing. I push it back in the corner, and then I'll check on that in a few hours. That was done. I started on my chicken breast. This is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I'm still not sure if I'm just gonna slice it up thin and serve it like that with some veggies on the side, or if my son wants burritos or tacos, but whatever he wants to do, I just know it'll be ready for tonight. For my marinade, this is just how I've taught myself how to do it. I don't follow a recipe and I don't measure anything. This is just something you kind of just want to follow with your heart. Just pour the orange juice in until I think it looks good, and then after that I'm going to start with my spices. Add my minced garlic, and again, I like garlic, so I add quite a bit. No measuring, no nothing, I just pour it in there. Paprika, I always have to add my girl paprika and cumin. They just go good with everything, honestly. Once I add those, I add my black pepper. I will add Santa Maria seasoning, and the star of the show is going to be the boil seasoning. I use this every single time I make chicken, and it's always so good. I also add my onion powder because, again, my son cannot do chunks of onion. Once you're satisfied with how much seasoning you have, you're going to try to get as much air out as you can in the bag, and you're going to give your chicken a good shake. You're going to massage it really well. Once that's done, you're going to throw it in your fridge, and when it's dinner time, you just pull it right out. You could serve it with rice or veggies or tacos or burritos.